What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Luxury Health Podcast. This is Carlos. We got special guests in the building. Danielle Booker and Chef Key.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all?
How you doing? What's going on?
Good. So we got Sometimeatarian in the building, right?
Yeah.
All right, so before I even start, I got to say that food last weekend, the Friendsgiving event. So I came to the event thinking it was just going to be like 4 or 5 people there in an apartment. But y'all had like a full DJ. Y'all had a full bar, appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, plates of food, pans of food. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
This last year we've been blessed having our customers and clients come out and support us, so we wanted to give back and give them a taste that most people who, once you go to the green side, you feel like you can't have it again. So we wanted to show up and show out, and
like you're pulling up at your big mama house.
Yeah,
you want to show out, make sure you're comfortable. You know, like your mama tell you, get out the kitchen and wait till everything's done. So at the meantime, we had hors d'oeuvres for y'all downstairs, all types of crackers. We had spinach dip, from spinach dip to hummus. Pimento cheese, just trying to bring it out there so everybody know that vegans eat good too.
So you left out the best part. So I like the sweet potatoes.
The sweet
potatoes. Yeah. I like that. The dressing,
Okay.
The turkey. It was jackfruit, right?
Jackfruit.
So was this y'all first year doing this?
Officially LLC'd up anyways. You know, we used to prepare food under the table or over the table per se. Constantly just providing food for our friends who wanted to dabble with veganism or just, try to be healthy, not necessarily vegan per se, but, post-cleanse, cleanup type of thing. So this year at the top, you go in heavy saying new year, new me. So we said, let's establish some things and got our licensing together. And this is the first year that we've actually been doing things the right way, I guess.
That's what's up. So the name Sometimeatarian. So that's what caught my attention when I was looking for people to interview on the podcast. And it means, correct me if I'm wrong, a person who at times is health conscious and at other times just doesn't give a fuck.
Yes.
Right? So that's me right there. So it caught my attention, right? So elaborate on how you came up with that. What made you go that route instead of just catering towards strictly vegan people?
Right. So we both come from rather large families, and both are from the South. So families in the kitchen, and every time we'd have people over, it was always a battle of, this is our house, so we want to eat clean and green, but auntie not having it. Like,
auntie bringing in pork chops and lamb chops through the back door.
Absolutely. So, loosely around the house, my sisters, they would always be like, oh, no, I'm a Sometimeatarian. When I come to your house, I eat good. Like, I'm a vegan. Like, y'all be having us think that we could be vegan full time, but, you don't go home with me. So, when they'd come over, they'd eat our food and there'd be no complaints. People who we can't get to eat vegetables was tearing up our food. So, since the word was being used, we kind of just ran with it. We felt like a lot of people could relate, because even when we were in the periods of going back and forth with trying to fully commit to veganism, we were Sometimeatarians. It was sometimes we doing it right, and other times it's like donuts. But fortunately now going into 2020, those things exist. So the hardest thing for us was finding flavorful, good, healthy food. A lot of times you can find the vegan food, but you go and you're like, I'm eating some cardboard. Like, I'm happy, I'm doing good for myself, but this is dry.
Just a lot of additives that just not right for you. And I try to sauce it up. Everything I do, I try to put a little of my ancestors in what I'm doing. I don't use a measuring cup when I'm cooking, so everything just pretty much come from the soul. Every time Danielle come downstairs and watch me cook, I'm always dancing, and she's like, oh, that's why the food tastes good, babe. I try to have fun with it. I try to create these masterpieces where you can eat and it still be good. Like, you're not missing a beat on the food, and you're eating healthy, living healthy, spirit-wise. Like, you can actually think clear because you're vibing with the vegetables and keeping the earth clean.
I guess that's kind of my thing. So yes, I know the health effects of eating healthy. And I eat pretty healthy. I juice every day, drink smoothies. Sometimes I eat vegetarian meals throughout the day. So I eat pretty healthy, but I'm not a strict vegan or vegetarian. But I always wonder, how do you motivate people to eat healthy? So people understand you need to eat healthy, but yet they don't want to convert to a full vegan or a full vegetarian. So how do you make it fun and enjoyable for people?
I think people really eat with their eyes. If it looks something similar to what they've been like eating growing up, like I can make them spaghetti and it's all veggies, but the spaghetti look just like anybody other spaghetti that has meat in it. So it's something similar to, I think, like you eat with your eyes first, and then after you get them to taste it, it's over with. Like it's a party in their mouth. So I pretty much, if I can present anything on a plate and it look appetizing, that's my first thing. And I can get, the second step is getting you to try it, and that's it. Like that's
what's up. So I think I asked you this at your party, but how long have you been cooking?
I've been cooking for about a good 7 years. Cooking vegan for a strong 4 to 5 years.
Okay, so you've been cooking 7 years. So what effects have you seen on yourself, your family, your friends, people you cook for? You know, what are some of the positive effects that you've seen since you've been cooking for them?
Me personally, I'll start with myself. Health-wise, I got a lot of energy. As far as my weight, I'll still weigh the same, but my mass, like I shrink. I'm toned up. I feel good pretty much. It's undescribable. Like once you change your eating habits, like a whole bunch of things just open up. Like I can't even describe it.
Yeah, for me, I've been vegan for 6 years. I was the forefront, the pushing force in the family that was kind of like, let's see if we can do this. I agree as far as weight-wise, things kind of maintain the same unless you are dieting, which we don't. We use it as a lifestyle, so we still definitely have a little bit of the junk food veganism in us too. We're not 100%, clean.
I was just home making Reese cups.
Yeah, absolutely. But as far as you being lean and feeling lighter, the sensation of being hungry is different when you're not eating meat. Like when you're a meat eater, a lot of times you're just eating because it's dinner time. Mm-hmm. Like there's times throughout the day where it's like, I know I need to eat. Like I'm feeling it to my core. Or there's other times where I'm like, I'm good. Intermediate fasting. Like I've been eating the right things. I've been allowing my system to actually digest this food, and I'm not constantly processing. When I break fast, I'm literally, doing just that. My system has had a chance to relax while I'm sleeping. But family-wise, my dad had a life-changing accident and was told he would never walk again. And we put him on a strict vegan diet while he was in the rehab center, and we were constantly bringing food in. Mm-hmm. And the nursing staff and everybody, they're like, dang, like your family is spoiling you. Like we over here eating this hospital food and they bringing you food every day. I mean, they told this man he would never walk again. And now, other than a little smooth little pimp walk, you wouldn't know nothing ever happened to him. He's up in, you probably wouldn't even know. Like, yeah. We got to tell him, like, slow down. This was 3 years ago, and he wasn't even in rehab for a full year. The doctors were like, when he went for surgery, the surgeon told me his legs looked like dog food. That's how many pieces his legs were in. And he was able to rehab quick because he was on this extreme green clean diet. Now he's not vegan, but he's definitely he's a sometimeatarian. Hardcore sometimeatarian. We do meal prep, so we send him his food throughout the week, and then when we're not there, what he does, that's his business. But we know he still eats good for the most part. But our ultimate goal is really just to let people know that you can be healthy and still enjoy eating. It's a place where you feel like you're part of the community to me in the kitchen, so I didn't want to take that away just by being healthy.
And I can agree with what you just said about the energy, feeling energized, when you start eating healthy. Because like I said, I juice a lot and drink a lot of smoothies, drink a lot of tea. And ever since I've started doing that years ago, my energy level has went completely up, very productive throughout the day. So I can definitely tell a difference from that. So I want to stay on this and talk about comfort zone. So I talk to a lot of people about being comfortable and getting out of your comfort zone. You know, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So, and that's the only way that you can see growth, you can see change. That was the way I had to go through it, you know, get out of my comfort zone of just going to Chick-fil-A or going to Wendy's, you know, start cooking food, going to the grocery store, buying healthy food, take time out the day to juice, to drink smoothies in the morning. So how have you all gotten out of your comfort zone since you started?
We moved to a food desert. We live on the west side of Atlanta, and there is little resources from grocery stores to eateries. All the places you named are there for sure, but when you're vegan, that doesn't exist unless you want to eat French fries every day, which as we know is not the best route, and you will get tired of them if you try to do that. So essentially we forced ourselves into having to provide food for ourselves and anybody who ever came over. So we're constantly, I mean, at home we've probably created the same meal twice in the last 6 years, because we're constantly trying to cultivate new menu items and reminiscing on things that we used to eat that we thought we could never have again. So we're constantly I'm probably the one that's always saying, like, let's try to make this, and then I pass it on to her, like, you make the magic, I just came up with the idea. But in doing so, it's a good partnership, because I'm always dreaming up these things that I thought I couldn't have again, and then boom, out of nowhere, she's able to make it happen. So that was the number one thing that got us out of our comfort zone, was we moved from an area that we were in walking distance from being able to get whatever we needed to immediately being self-sufficient. So we garden heavy now, and we rely on ourselves. We work with different community gardens. My mom's over a garden, so we're constantly swapping vegetables with local. She's in Mableton, so but the coalition, like, everybody's kind of connected when you're in that green space per se. So we have access to a lot of local vegetables. Everything that you ate last week was from right here. Like you got those greens were like pulled days before you ate them. Like, everything was fresh from Georgia. So, like, we are really big on trying to keep everything local, support our neighbors, our gardening. The agriculture community is growing. There's a lot of different programs that are bringing local community gardens to the neighborhood, and we're just trying to, keep
the cycle going.
Exactly.
As long as we support them, they can keep their business going as well as our business, and it's local and it's good for you. So keep it in your community and keep the cycle going, and everybody will flourish from there.
So let me ask you, so I was just talking to my wife yesterday about, I need to learn how to cook vegetarian. Like, find some vegetarian recipes, some vegan recipes, because I think if I learn more recipes, or if we learn more recipes, then that could, take us to that next level in eating vegetarian meals and eating vegan meals. So what's kind of your creative process, or the way that you all come up with different recipes, or what can you recommend to people to do if they want to come up with different recipes?
It's easy. Keep the seasoning the same. Don't change the seasoning. If you season your chicken the one way, season your vegetables the same way. You get the same results. The chicken don't come already seasoned when you eating, right? You have to use the brine. You'll have to take a couple of days and season it. You might even roast it overnight, slow roast it. Do the same thing with your vegetables, and I promise you'll get the same result. So it's really easy. Just keep the elbow bent and keep the salt coming.
Sound like a true chef. All right, so let's switch to the business side of this. So you started out cooking. I don't want to assume that you started out as a hobby, or you may have started out because you was thinking business up front. But how did you move from where you started cooking to it becoming like a real business for you that can potentially pay your bills, open restaurants for you? How did you move from that starting point to where you are now?
I really have to just push that on my friends. They, like we said, will feed the whole neighborhood half of the time, and as well as my family. So they brought it out to me like, yo, everybody need this. You're eating healthy, we're eating healthy, and we're still being able to keep everything that we used to eat. It's just turned around and making it vegan. So that's pretty much my motivation for that, because it's nothing out there really that you can go to and it's like, yo, I had this badass vegan lasagna and I didn't miss a beat on my beef, or it tastes like it just had beef in it, or I just had a badass chopped turkey last week, and I swear they poisoned me, or I swear they said it's vegan, but I know it's not vegan. Like, I don't care what they say, and it's like, it's dead ass vegetables, good things for you. I put every ingredient has a benefit that I put in my food, from the turmeric, help your immune system, to the cinnamon as well, to the moringa, good for your immune as well. So every little ingredient I put in my food is benefit, and that's really what it was. My friends, they pushed me, make it a business, because it's already a hobby and you love doing it. So why not get paid for doing what you love doing? Because you're creating it for everybody else. So it's your time to, create it for the world and just be on the platform. And Sometimeatarian, that's how Sometimeatarian came about, honestly.
So what's the ultimate goal for Sometimeatarian?
We would love for
convert everybody to be vegan. Period.
We definitely are looking to move into a larger space, having a brick and mortar, a space that the community can come and have a mixed space, have spoken word, a place that other entrepreneurs can come over and share the space with us, and us be able to provide healthy options while you're there enjoying your time. Because that space doesn't exist, especially for people of color. There are a lot of vegan spaces that exist that we don't necessarily feel like we are welcome in, for the lack of a better word, or it's definitely not cultivated for us per se. You don't walk in and you're like, I'm home. We both travel a lot. I travel for work, and we constantly are going different places. So we're foodies in that type of way, of constantly trying to search for the next little vegan spot tucked off around the country and world. Sure. And those places do kind of exist in other places. So we want to bring that to Atlanta and bring the real, Southside vibe, but good eats, good flavor, good music, kind of what you experienced last week. We want that to be us. That's Sometimeatarian. That feel that you got is what we want. We're going to have a local seasonal menu that rotates, so you're not going to necessarily come and get the same thing every single time. We want it to feel like you are coming to Auntie's house and what's for dinner. Like, you can check us out on Thursdays. You're going to get this. Come in there, get your little swagged up, do whatever you want. But we definitely want it to be a space that you can come and feel like you're at home. We got some things coming for 2020, and hopefully everything that we mention is something that the community wants, because we're ready to give it to them.
So the thing I like about y'all, y'all down to earth, y'all look just like me, y'all out here doing big things, and I tell a lot of people that image is everything. So not to bring politics in here, but if you speak about Barack Obama, when he got into the White House, even if you didn't agree with what he said, even if you didn't agree with what he did, he still put a good image in the White House for black people. So the fact that we have two young people in here that look just like me, that look just like a lot of the millennials in the Atlanta area, out here eating healthy, trying to convert people to eat healthy, or not necessarily convert people, but definitely introduce people to eating healthy and eating healthier. I love that about y'all, especially you all post on Instagram, post on Facebook. I'm going to let you all share all of that on here, but I just love what y'all doing. Keep it up, because we definitely need it. That's part of what this podcast right here is for. I tell people I don't know everything about health. I'm trying to get to another level, get to a higher level. I'm trying to introduce more people to healthy options, to healthy people, to healthy events. That was kind of why I created this podcast. So you all are perfect for this podcast. So before we go, I definitely want you all to give whatever upcoming events you may have, give your social media out. Just let people know what you want them to hear about Sometimeatarian.
You can find us on all platforms at Sometimeatarian. Our website is sometimeatarianatl.com. This weekend, not sure how soon this is going to get aired, but if you missed it, there's the Vegan Festival and Concert coming up at the Met, hosted by Gray. Chef Key's going to be competing there in the bake-off, so tune in and log in to see the results of that. 2020, stay tuned, man. We got a lot of good stuff coming up for you. We don't want to necessarily release the juice too soon. Anything we did say, you can say you heard it here first. But yeah, we sign up for our newsletter. We're constantly sending out recipes and things, so we can definitely help those who are just looking for healthier alternatives. We joke about converting people all the time, but really we just want to let people know that when they're ready to do good, you don't necessarily have to sacrifice the flavor. That's really where we're at with it and why we say Sometimeatarian. We know people backslide. We did it too. We're 6 years in the making on the green side, and it definitely is a work in progress at all times. Yeah, so baby steps. If you out there and you're just listening to this blog in the first place, you're onto something. So we want to thank you for having us on the show. We hope to be guests again in the future, and we're looking for your brand to grow, and thank you for the opportunity.
And you can follow me on Instagram. My personal page is Hookey. I put a lot of my recipes on there as well. Some stuff that I won't put on Sometimeatarian because I might be joking around and everything. So if you want to see my freestyle and recipes or catch me live cooking, just follow my page. I tried out for Master Chef this upcoming year, or last month, so wish me luck on that. Like we said, 2020, man, is nothing but good vibes and making everything manifest and come alive that you want it to. Whatever you dream about, just work hard for it, and it'll come true.
And we definitely going to have you all back on the show because I know you talked about meal prep. That's something I want to learn about.
Yes.
Meal prep. So we'll definitely have you all on the show as this podcast continues to grow, as you all continue to grow and do bigger and better things. We're definitely going to have you on the show again. All right? So I always like to end my show with something from Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle. And he always told y'all the marathon continues. It does not stop by any means. By any means, the marathon does not stop. So whatever you're doing, do it to another level. Let's elevate to another level. Let's share it with people. Let's bring people in. Don't be selfish. Let's bring people in and teach them about what you're doing. So I appreciate y'all's time. I hope I can have you all back again.
We'll be back.
Absolutely. So we're signing off, all right? We out.